My friends, seekers of truth, inner explorers, welcome. Welcome to Whispers of the Mind, a space where we turn inward, not to escape the world, but to understand it, to understand ourselves. I am your guide, a fellow traveler on this winding path of self-discovery, and I've spent a lifetime delving into the teachings and philosophies of personal growth. But this isn't just about theory for me. It's about the lived experience of transformation, the raw, beautiful, and sometimes painful process of becoming. Today, we're not going to give you some generic pep talk. Today, we're diving deep. We're talking about the fundamental human need for respect, for love, for attention, and the crucial understanding that truly you need not beg for any of it. Now, I know many of you, perhaps even you directly, have felt the sting of rejection, the ache of unrequited attention, and the frustration of endless texting with no meaningful connection in return. You felt like you're constantly chasing, begging, waiting. It's a draining cycle. What if I told you there's a better way? What if I told you it's not about getting the validation, but about giving it to yourself first? This isn't about some grand, mystical revelation. It's about reclaiming the power that is inherently yours. This is about self-respect, and about living a life where you're not dependent on the whims of others for your happiness. This is about understanding that you are not a spectator in your own life, but the central character, the one who shapes their own destiny. We're about to begin a journey together, a journey into the depths of what it truly means to have self-worth. This isn't a quick fix or some overnight cure. This is about transformation. This is about understanding that you deserve respect not because of what you do or what you have, but simply because of who you are. It's about realizing that the power to change your life resides within you and only you. You are not here to chase, to beg, to play games. You are here to live, to thrive, and to experience the fullness of life with your head held high. So, if you're ready, if your soul is yearning for this kind of shift, stay with me. This is not just another YouTube video. This is an invitation to reclaim your power. I encourage you, I urge you to watch until the end. The real transformation always happens at the end of the journey. Okay, let's dive in. Number 1, make self-respect your priority. Self-respect is not just a word. It's the bedrock upon which you build your life. Think of it as the sturdy foundation of a building. It determines how you see yourself, how you allow others to treat you, and ultimately, the direction of your life. It's about not settling for less than you deserve, not tolerating disrespect in any form, and remembering that your worth isn't determined by the opinions of others. This is about inner strength, not arrogance. This is about recognizing your inherent value, your unique gifts, and your undeniable right to be treated with dignity and kindness. When self-respect becomes your priority, everything changes. You stop begging for attention, you stop chasing people who don't value you, and you stop texting endlessly, hoping for a reply that may never come. It's like letting go of a heavy burden that you've been carrying for too long. You stop playing games, trying to keep someone interested, and you realize that your worth isn't tied to how others see you, but to how you see yourself. When you truly respect yourself, you stop allowing others to treat you in ways that lower your self-esteem, in ways that dim your light. Instead, you start to take control, remembering that your happiness and value are your responsibility, and yours alone. The first step to making self-respect your priority is recognizing your value. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can decide your worth but you. If you constantly seek validation from others, you are handing them the power to shape your decisions, your happiness, and your very self-worth. It's time to stop giving away your power. Look yourself in the mirror, not physically but inwardly, and ask, do I like who I am? Am I living in a way that aligns with my core values? This isn't about self-judgment. It's about self-assessment, a heartfelt inventory of your life's direction and your personal choices. This is an important step, an honest reflection that can bring you immense clarity. When you know your worth, when you truly believe in your value, you no longer tolerate disrespect. You stop making excuses for people who mistreat you for bad behavior, and you stop accepting things that make you feel less than what you are. You will no longer allow people or situations to diminish the flame that burns within you. When you respect yourself, you know when to walk away from situations and people who drain you, who diminish you, who don't see your worth. You stop trying to fit into spaces where you don't belong, and you stop seeking approval from those who fail to see your greatness. By walking away, you protect your dignity, and you preserve the respect you have for yourself. Staying in undervalued situations only lowers your self-esteem, eroding your spirit. So, take a stand. Make self-respect your priority by knowing who you are and standing firm in your own value. The next critical step is setting boundaries. Boundaries are not walls that shut others out. They are clear lines that define how you expect to be treated. Without boundaries, people will push you, manipulate you, and take advantage of your kindness. They will walk all over you, and you will find yourself constantly giving to others without ever receiving anything in return. It's like having an unprotected garden, allowing anyone to come and take what they will. Boundaries protect your time, your energy, and your emotional well-being. They allow you to preserve your strength and focus on what truly matters, your purpose, your dreams, your well-being. Start by saying no to things that don't serve you, people who drain you, interactions that diminish you. If someone only reaches out to you when they need something, if they ignore your feelings, or if they continuously make you feel small or insignificant, it's time to create distance. Protect your peace, protect your energy by setting boundaries that make you feel respected. Understand that you are not responsible for making everyone happy, but you are responsible for respecting yourself. Setting boundaries may feel uncomfortable at first, but it is one of the most powerful ways to show self-respect. It is an act of self-love, and it will ultimately lead to a more fulfilling and balanced life. Self-respect also requires a commitment to personal growth. When you prioritize your development, when you dedicate yourself to becoming the best version of yourself, you naturally attract people who will respect and value you, who see your inner power. Personal growth isn't just about skills or achievements. It's about becoming a better person emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Spend time learning, improving your skills, and taking care of your body and mind. Invest in your dreams, your goals, and your future. The more you improve yourself, the more confident you become. And confidence is magnetic. It draws people to you. And it's something no one can take from you. You don't have to beg for opportunities when you are focused on your growth. Opportunities will find you, drawn by your inner light, your inner strength, your self-respect. This is about becoming a magnet for the life you deserve. When you consistently improve yourself, you send a clear message to the world that you are worthy of respect, that you have a purpose, and that you are determined to live a life of value. You will no longer feel the need to chase after anything or anyone. Instead, you will create your own path and invite others to join you on it. This is about being a leader, not a follower, and living with intention. When self-respect and personal growth are at the core of your life, you will naturally attract people and experiences that align with your worth and your goals. It is also important to remember that actions speak louder than words. Don't just talk about self-respect. Don't just tell people that you value yourself. Live it. Your actions send a stronger message than anything you could say. If someone doesn't value your time, stop giving it to them. If someone disrespects you, don't try to argue or convince them to change. Walk away. Your actions will speak volumes. By refusing to engage with disrespectful behavior, by not tolerating people who take advantage of you, you show the world that you value yourself, that you know what you deserve. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your behavior, the way you carry yourself, will demonstrate your self-worth more clearly than any words could. When you prioritize self-respect, you stop tolerating bad behavior, and you stop being afraid to walk away from situations that do not align with your values. Self-respect requires you to take action, to show the world that you value yourself, and to make choices that reflect the respect you have for yourself. Many people fear being alone, but self-respect often requires solitude. Being alone isn't a punishment. It's an opportunity to reconnect with yourself, to reflect on what truly matters to you. It's in those moments of solitude that you realize that you don't need anyone to complete you. You are enough. Spending time alone allows you to reflect on what you truly want and need from relationships, and to understand that chasing others is not the path to happiness. When you stop chasing people who don't value you, when you stop begging for attention, you create the space for the right people to enter your life. The right people will respect you, appreciate you, and value you without needing to play games. They will be drawn to your confidence, your independence, and your self-respect. You don't have to chase anyone to prove your worth. The right people will see you for who you are and will choose to be with you because they recognize your value. Self-respect is not about arrogance. It is not about thinking you're better than others. It's about understanding that you are enough just as you are. It's about knowing that you don't need to beg for love, approval, or validation. The right people will choose to stay in your life because they see your worth and they appreciate you for who you are. And if they don't, that's not a reflection of your value. It simply means they are not meant to be part of your journey. Understand that your worth is not dependent on anyone else's opinion of you. You are valuable because of who you are, and you don't need anyone else's approval to know that. Focus on building a life that you are proud of. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who encourage you, and who inspire you to grow. Remove yourself from situations and relationships that drain your energy, that make you question your worth, or that cause you to feel less than what you are. Choose to respect yourself every single day. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. The more you choose self-respect, the more you will attract the right people and opportunities into your life. When you make self-respect your priority, you stop begging, chasing, texting, and playing games. You step into your power. You become someone who is confident, independent, and strong. And that is how you build a life filled with genuine respect, meaningful connections, and true happiness. Number 2, stop begging for approval. Stop begging for approval. You've got to understand this. Your worth is not up for negotiation. The moment you stop waiting for others to give you permission to be yourself is the moment you truly take control of your life. Begging for approval is a sign of insecurity, and that insecurity is something you have to overcome. When you seek approval from others, you are handing them the power to shape your decisions and your happiness. You become dependent on their validation, which creates a weakness that others can easily exploit. This is not a game you should be playing. Think about it. How much time have you wasted chasing after someone's opinion, hoping they'll approve of what you do, how you look, or the choices you make? That kind of behavior is toxic, both for you and for your self-esteem. The truth is, the more you beg for approval, the less you respect yourself. If you're constantly looking for external validation, you're telling the world that you don't trust your own judgment, that your inner voice is wrong. This lack of trust leads to self-doubt, and self-doubt keeps you stuck in a cycle of insecurity and unfulfillment. Now, what you need to realize is that nobody has the right to dictate your worth. Not your friends, not your family, not your boss, and certainly not some random person on social media. Your worth is something you define, and it's not dependent on others' opinions. If you rely on others to validate your worth, you're putting your happiness in their hands. And let me tell you, that's a dangerous game to play. People will disappoint you. They'll change their minds. They'll walk away, and they may even betray your trust. When you allow others to control how you feel about yourself, you're setting yourself up for emotional disappointment. So, what should you do? You need to shift your focus from seeking approval to trusting your own judgment. It's time to make your own decisions based on what feels right for you. This doesn't mean disregarding advice or feedback from others. It means prioritizing your inner voice over the external noise. You've got to learn to trust yourself and trust your ability to make good choices. When you do this, you stop looking for others to approve of your decisions. You'll find that you no longer need to ask, "Is this okay with you?" or "Do you think I should do this?" Instead, you'll start asking, "What do I want? What's best for me?" And you'll trust yourself to make those decisions confidently. And here's the reality. When you stop begging for approval, people will start respecting you more. Why? Because they can sense that you know your own worth. Confidence is magnetic. People are drawn to those who trust themselves. When you stop seeking others' validation, you show that you're secure in your own decisions. And that self-assuredness is what others respect. You stop being the one who's chasing approval and start becoming the one who sets the tone. People respect someone who is grounded in who they are, someone who doesn't need external validation to feel good about themselves. Stop for a moment and think about the people you admire. Chances are, the people you look up to don't waste their time begging for approval. They've made peace with who they are, and they've chosen to live authentically. The people who are truly powerful and respected aren't the ones constantly looking over their shoulder to see if someone is giving them a thumbs up. They are the ones who walk with purpose, who trust themselves, and who live their lives on their own terms. When you start living authentically, give yourself permission to be who you truly are. You stop pretending to be something you're not in order to fit in or gain acceptance. You stop pretending to like things you don't or pretending to be interested in things that don't align with your values. And you start being real, both with yourself and with others. When you stop begging for approval, you remove the pressure to conform to what others expect of you. You become free to live according to your own values and desires. And that is when you begin to attract the right people into your life. The right people, the ones who will respect you for who you are, not who you pretend to be. This isn't about becoming arrogant or selfish. It's about honoring your own existence, about standing tall, knowing that you are enough, and you don't need anyone's approval to confirm that. Self-approval is what matters most. When you approve of yourself, when you know deep down that you are worthy and capable, the need for external validation fades away. You stop living for others' expectations, and you start living for your own happiness. You realize that it's not about seeking approval from others. It's about accepting yourself as you are and letting your life reflect that. Start today by making a conscious effort to stop seeking approval. Stop trying to please everyone. It's exhausting, and it's not worth it. Understand that your value is constant, no matter who notices or approves of it. The only opinion that truly matters is your own. Stop asking for permission to be who you are. You don't need anyone's blessing to live authentically. You already have everything you need inside of you. The power to approve of yourself, to trust your instincts, and to build the life you want is within you. And when you start trusting yourself, when you stop begging for approval, you'll find that life starts working in your favor. You stop wasting time chasing validation and instead focus on living a life of integrity, of strength, and of self-worth. The more you trust yourself and stop seeking others' approval, the more powerful you become. You attract those who are aligned with your energy and value. People who respect you for who you are, not because of how much you try to please them. By choosing yourself over external validation, you create the life that honors your worth, and that is the foundation of real success and happiness. Number 3. Constant texting weakens your power. Constant texting weakens your power, and let me tell you why. Every time you feel the need to send endless messages or check your phone repeatedly, you're giving away your energy, your time, and your value. You're no longer in control of your own attention. You're chasing after an illusion of connection that, more often than not, leads to frustration and disillusionment. The power of your presence diminishes every time you pick up that phone and prioritize someone else's attention over your own needs and goals. This is not how you build respect, and it's definitely not how you maintain your power. Texting is an easy way to seek attention, but it doesn't build meaningful connections. It can feel like a quick fix, but it is just that, temporary. A message here, and there won't lead to real conversations, real connections, or real respect. In fact, it often leads to the opposite. The more you text, the more you make yourself available, the less you're seen as valuable. People begin to expect your constant availability, your quick replies, and your energy. They don't have to work for your attention, and because of that, they don't value it as they should. You're giving away your power by showing up for people who haven't earned it. Now, I'm not saying you should never text anyone, but when texting becomes your primary mode of communication, when it starts dictating your day, your schedule, and your mood, it's time to take a step back. You need to regain control of your time and your attention. You are not a slave to your phone or to anyone who expects an instant response. When you're constantly texting, you're showing that you're available at anyone's whim. It diminishes your worth. It makes you less of a priority in your own life and more of a distraction to others. Consider the person who doesn't feel the need to constantly check their phone or respond immediately. That person exudes confidence. They're not desperate for attention, nor do they beg for validation through their text messages. They know that their worth is not tied to how quickly they reply or how much attention they give to others. Instead, they are focused on their own life, their own goals, and their own journey. They don't live for the next text or the next notification. They've set boundaries. They've made a conscious decision to preserve their power by limiting how much time they spend on their phones, and that decision speaks volumes. The moment you stop chasing after every text message, you reclaim your energy. You stop letting distractions dictate your day, and you begin to prioritize what truly matters: your goals, your growth, your relationships that truly deserve your time and attention. Texting constantly weakens your power because it keeps you in a reactive state, responding to everyone else's agenda instead of creating your own. Think about the people you respect. Do they spend all day texting? Do they chase people for validation through messages? No. They are busy living, creating, and building their lives. They know how to set boundaries with their time. They understand that their attention is valuable. They don't give it away freely. They offer it to people and things that are worth their time and energy. When you make yourself too available, you become an option, not a priority. Your value is eroded when you become constantly accessible. By constantly texting, you're not just diminishing your own value. You're also giving others the power to control your emotional state. If you're waiting on a text, feeling anxious about whether someone will respond or how quickly they'll do it, you're letting them control your emotions. You're depending on them to dictate how you feel about yourself. This is the opposite of having power over your life. You need to be in control of your emotions, not at the mercy of someone else's replies. The constant back and forth texting keeps you in a loop of seeking external validation, and that's a dangerous place to be. You're not a puppet whose strings are pulled every time your phone buzzes. Take back your power by setting boundaries around texting. Start by only responding when it's necessary, not out of obligation. Prioritize face-to-face conversations or calls over endless text threads that go nowhere. When you stop texting constantly, you give yourself the opportunity to focus on what truly matters. You stop wasting time chasing after people who don't value you, and you start investing time in things that actually move your life forward. Your career, your personal development, your passions. By redirecting your energy, you're no longer weak and reactive. You're strong, decisive, and in control. And let me be clear, constant texting doesn't help you grow. It doesn't help you develop deeper relationships. It doesn't contribute to your goals. It keeps you distracted, and in many cases, it holds you back. The real power lies in doing things that matter. In focusing on your own growth, in investing time in yourself, and in building relationships that are truly meaningful. This is what builds strength, respect, and confidence, not a string of empty texts sent out to fill the void. Now it's time to start using your time wisely. It's time to stop being a slave to your phone. It's time to start showing up for yourself and investing in your own life. The more time you spend texting, the less time you spend building the life you truly want. When you stop texting constantly, you'll realize how much more focused, confident, and empowered you feel. You'll notice the shift. Your energy will come back. Your power will return, and you'll stop seeking validation in places that don't serve you. Your time is valuable. Your energy is valuable, and your attention, it is priceless. You need to protect it. The less you're caught up in endless texting, the more you can focus on building a life that truly represents who you are and what you want. Stop texting for validation. Start texting for meaningful conversations. Start texting with purpose, not out of obligation or desperation. Take control of your life. Stop giving away your power and start living it. Remember, constant texting weakens your power. It pulls you away from what matters. It leaves you distracted and reactive. But when you choose to control your time and energy, when you stop texting mindlessly, you regain your power, your focus, and your respect. That's when you begin to create a life that works for you. Number 4, focus on your growth, not their opinion. Focus on your growth, not their opinion. Too many people waste time and energy worrying about what others think of them. It's easy to fall into the trap of trying to meet everyone's expectations, trying to fit into someone else's mold. But the reality is, other people's opinions of you don't define your worth. What defines your worth is how you see yourself and how much you invest in your own growth. Growth starts with the belief that you have the power to shape your own life. You decide where you go, who you become, and what you achieve, and that's the beauty of it. Other people's opinions don't dictate your future unless you let them. You need to trust your own judgment and focus on your goals, not on what others think you should be doing. When you prioritize your growth, you stop looking for validation from others. Instead, you look inward. You start measuring your success by the progress you make, not by how others perceive you. The opinions of others can be a major distraction. If you constantly worry about what people think, you'll never take the risks needed for growth. You won't take action because you'll be too afraid of how others might react. Fear of judgment will paralyze you and prevent you from stepping into your potential. When you focus too much on their opinions, you're letting them control your life, letting them decide how far you can go, how successful you can become. But that's not their right, it's yours. You have to be willing to push through the discomfort of being misunderstood, criticized, or judged. This is part of the process of growth. When you're moving forward and challenging the status quo, people will talk. They'll question your decisions, your path, and your choices. But their opinions don't matter unless you allow them to. You have to learn to rise above the noise and stay focused on your growth. This is where true power lies. When you stop letting the opinions of others dictate your actions and start making decisions based on what's best for you. Don't get caught up in trying to please everyone. It's impossible. No matter how hard you try, you'll never be able to meet everyone's expectations. There will always be someone who doesn't like what you're doing, who doesn't agree with your choices, or who thinks you should be doing something else. That's okay. Their opinion isn't your problem. Your problem is whether or not you're living authentically, staying true to yourself, and prioritizing your own growth. Focus on what matters most to you, not what others think. When you do that, you'll stop wasting energy on trying to please everyone, and you'll start investing that energy into becoming the best version of yourself. The more you focus on your growth, the more you'll understand that the only opinion that truly matters is your own. Your growth isn't about meeting other people's standards. It's about becoming better for yourself. When you're focused on personal growth, your self-worth won't be tied to external validation. You'll start making decisions based on what aligns with your values and your goals, not based on what other people think is best for you. This doesn't mean you ignore constructive feedback or that you stop listening to others entirely. But there's a difference between valuable feedback and baseless criticism. Constructive feedback helps you grow. It challenges you to do better. When you start focusing on your own growth, something powerful happens. You stop caring so much about how others perceive you. Instead, you become more concerned with your own progress. You begin to set goals that align with your vision for your life, not someone else's vision for you. You stop waiting for approval and start taking bold action toward the life you want to create. Your life becomes driven by your own desires and aspirations, not by the need to meet others' expectations. The more you invest in your personal growth, the more confidence you build. You start to believe in your ability to create the life you want, regardless of what anyone else thinks. You learn to trust your decisions and your intuition. You become more resilient to criticism and less affected by what others think of you. This confidence attracts the right people into your life, the ones who support your growth, encourage you to keep going, and respect you for who you are. You'll also notice that as you focus on your growth, you become less affected by the negativity and judgment of others. When people criticize you, you'll realize that their opinions are just reflections of their own fears, insecurities, and limitations. Their judgment has nothing to do with your worth or your potential. It's just noise. You don't need to engage with it. You don't need to justify your choices to anyone. Your focus is on growth, not approval. The key to real success lies in your ability to ignore the noise and stay focused on your journey. It's not about making everyone happy or conforming to society's expectations. It's about making the choices that align with your values and your vision for the future. When you focus on your growth, you stop seeking validation from the outside world, and you begin to validate yourself. You stop worrying about what others think and start celebrating your progress. You stop living for others' approval and start living for yourself. Growth is a journey, and it's not always easy. But when you focus on it, when you stop caring about the opinions of others, you unlock your true potential. You stop being limited by external judgment and start building the life you deserve. You stop waiting for permission and start taking ownership of your future. And in doing so, you become the person you were always meant to be. Number 5, walk away without fear. Walking away without fear is one of the most powerful decisions you can make for yourself. It's easy to stay in situations, relationships, or environments that no longer serve you because of fear. The fear of being alone, the fear of failure, the fear of missing out. But when you learn to walk away without fear or hesitation, you unlock a level of personal strength that changes everything. When you decide to walk away from something or someone that doesn't align with your values or doesn't respect you, you're choosing yourself. You're making the bold decision to put your well-being, happiness, and peace of mind above everything else. It's not an act of weakness. It's an act of strength. It takes courage to walk away from a job, a friendship, a relationship, or any situation that drags you down, but it's necessary. And when you walk away without fear, you make room for something better, something that truly serves you. The first thing to realize is that you don't need anyone's permission to walk away. Often, we hold on to situations or people out of a sense of obligation or fear of what others might think. You might stay in a relationship because you don't want to hurt the other person, or stay in a job because you're afraid of what might happen if you leave. But staying out of fear is not living, it's surviving. When you walk away without fear, you take control of your life. You decide what is best for you, and you stop letting fear dictate your actions. Walking away means recognizing that you are enough. You don't need to settle for less than you deserve. You don't need to tolerate toxic behavior, disrespect, or situations that drain your energy. You don't need to stay in environments that don't allow you to grow, or with people who don't appreciate you. Your time, energy, and peace are valuable. You have the right to protect them. You don't have to explain yourself or justify your decision to anyone. Your actions speak louder than words, and walking away is often the best way to send a message. The fear of the unknown often holds people back. You might worry about what will happen after you walk away. Will you be okay? Will you find something better? The truth is, walking away opens up new possibilities. It creates space for new opportunities, new people, and new experiences that you wouldn't have encountered if you stayed stuck in a situation that wasn't right for you. It's like clearing clutter from your life to make room for what truly matters. Yes, it can be uncomfortable in the short term, but the long-term rewards are worth it. When you choose to walk away, you stop giving power to fear. The fear of rejection, the fear of being alone, the fear of missing out. All of these fears are paralyzing, but they are also illusions. You have to remind yourself that your value doesn't change based on the people or situations you walk away from. You are still whole, still worthy, and still powerful. Fear will always try to keep you in your comfort zone, but growth happens outside of it. When you walk away, you're stepping into a new version of yourself, one that is stronger, braver, and more resilient. You might feel tempted to look back, to second-guess your decision, but remember, you walked away for a reason. Trust that reason. Trust that walking away was the best thing you could do for yourself. When you look back, you risk getting stuck in the past, reliving old emotions, and reopening old wounds. The past is done, and you can't change it. What you can do is move forward with confidence, keep your eyes on your future, and know that by walking away, you've made a choice to move towards something better. The fear of being alone is another powerful force that can hold you back from walking away. But here's the truth. Being alone doesn't mean you're lonely. It means you're creating space for yourself. It means you're allowing yourself to heal, to grow, and to find what truly makes you happy. Sometimes, you need that time to reconnect with who you are and what you want. When you walk away without fear, you give yourself the gift of solitude. And in solitude, you find strength. Letting go of toxic relationships or unhealthy situations might feel like a loss, but it's actually a gain. Every time you walk away from something or someone that isn't serving you, you gain clarity, you gain space, and you gain freedom. You free yourself from the emotional baggage that comes with staying in a situation that doesn't honor you. The longer you stay, the more your energy and time you give away. The moment you walk away, you take back control. You choose to focus on your growth, your peace, and your happiness. You also gain the respect of others. When you walk away with confidence, people will see that you value yourself, and that will make them respect you more. They will know that you won't settle for less than you deserve. You set the standard for how others treat you. When you walk away from disrespect or unhealthy situations, you're teaching others how to treat you and showing them that you won't tolerate anything less than what you deserve. Walking away is not an act of giving up, it's an act of self-respect. It's about knowing when enough is enough. It's about refusing to stay in situations that drain you, diminish your value, or prevent your growth. When you walk away, you are saying, I am worthy of better. I deserve peace. I deserve happiness. It's a declaration of your own self-worth. You're no longer willing to compromise who you are or what you want for the sake of keeping the peace or avoiding discomfort. You choose yourself, and that is the most empowering decision you can make. The beauty of walking away is that it's not the end. It's the beginning of something new. It's the start of a new chapter in your life where you can create the future you want. You'll encounter new opportunities, new people, and new experiences that align with who you are and what you deserve. And with each step, you'll feel stronger, more confident, and more at peace with the decisions you've made. Walking away without fear allows you to move toward a life that truly reflects your value and your potential. And that's where your real journey begins. Number 6, be honest with yourself and own your journey. Being honest with yourself and owning your journey is the key to creating a life that truly reflects who you are. Too often, we let fear, doubt, or other people's opinions dictate the path we take. We try to please others, fit into molds that don't suit us, or pretend to be someone we're not. But the only way to truly live a fulfilled and meaningful life is by being honest with yourself about who you are, what you want, and what you're willing to do to get there. Honesty begins with facing the truth about where you are right now. It's easy to pretend everything is fine or that you've got it all figured out, but deep down, you know if you're not living authentically. You know when you're not being true to yourself, when you're settling for less than you deserve, or when you're lying to yourself about your goals or your worth. Being honest with yourself means acknowledging where you are, where you want to go, and what's holding you back. It means taking a step back and assessing your life without any excuses. Own your journey by taking full responsibility for your actions, your choices, and your life. This isn't about blaming yourself for every mistake, but about understanding that you have the power to shape your future. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck for where you are. But the truth is, you are the architect of your own life. The decisions you make, the risks you take, the way you show up for yourself each day, all contribute to your journey. Owning your journey means stopping the excuses and taking control. Start by being honest about your goals and your dreams. Don't hide them from yourself or others, because you're afraid they might seem too big or unrealistic. The size of your dreams doesn't matter. What matters is your commitment to them. You need to stop thinking small and start thinking about what you really want from life. Don't let other people's opinions limit what you believe you can achieve. Only you know your true potential, and it's up to you to push beyond your comfort zone. Part of being honest with yourself is recognizing your flaws, weaknesses, and areas for growth. We all have them. No one is perfect, and pretending you have it all together is the quickest way to stop yourself from growing. Embrace the parts of yourself that need improvement. Accept that it's okay to not be perfect and that the process of growth is continuous. Instead of beating yourself up for your mistakes or shortcomings, use them as learning opportunities. Accepting where you are right now is the first step in moving toward the person you want to become. Owning your journey also means understanding that setbacks and challenges are part of the process, not signs that you've failed. Life is full of obstacles, and you can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. The key is to stay true to your purpose and vision, even when things get tough. Don't let one bad day, one failed attempt, or one rejection derail you. When you face challenges, remind yourself that they are temporary. What matters most is that you keep moving forward. The only way to fail is by quitting, and quitting is not an option when you own your journey. Being honest with yourself also requires being honest about your relationships. You need to ask yourself, are the people around me supporting my growth or holding me back? The truth is, not everyone who enters your life will be there to lift you up. Some will bring negativity, doubt, and toxicity. It's important to recognize when someone is not serving your growth and to make the tough decision to distance yourself. Relationships, whether personal or professional, should be based on mutual respect, support, and alignment with your values. If they're not, it's time to reassess their place in your life. Being honest with yourself about this is not easy, but it's necessary. Owning your journey means letting go of what no longer serves you. It could be old habits, outdated beliefs, or situations that keep you stuck. You have to be honest about the things that are holding you back and be willing to let them go. Change is hard, but it's essential if you want to grow. You can't carry everything with you on your journey. Some things need to be left behind to make room for the new. This is part of taking ownership of your life and your future. One of the most powerful aspects of being honest with yourself is learning to trust your own instincts. Too often, we let others' opinions and advice cloud our judgment. While seeking guidance from others can be helpful, the ultimate decision lies with you. You need to learn to listen to your inner voice, the one that knows what's best for you. Trusting yourself is not always easy, especially when it goes against what others think. But it's the only way to ensure that you're living in alignment with your true self. To truly own your journey, you must stop comparing yourself to others. It's easy to look at someone else's success and feel like you're falling behind. But comparison is the thief of joy. Your journey is unique to you, and it's not about keeping up with anyone else. It's about your own personal growth, your own progress, and your own success. Focus on where you are, where you've been, and where you're going. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Finally, being honest with yourself and owning your journey means forgiving yourself for past mistakes and moving forward. We all make mistakes, and we all have moments we wish we could change. But beating yourself up over the past only keeps you stuck. Learn from your mistakes, make the necessary adjustments, and move on. You are not defined by your past. You are defined by your willingness to keep going, to keep learning, and to keep growing. Own your journey by living authentically, making decisions that align with your true self, and taking full responsibility for where you are and where you're going. Stop blaming others, stop pretending, and stop settling. Embrace your flaws, learn from your mistakes, and continue to move forward with confidence. When you own your journey, you unlock your true potential and create a life that truly reflects who you are and what you're capable of. Number 7. Trust yourself above everyone else. Trusting yourself above everyone else is the foundation of living a life that's true to who you are. It's easy to seek validation from others, to rely on their opinions and decisions to shape your own. But when you depend on others for your direction, you lose your own sense of self. Trusting yourself means believing in your own judgment, your own abilities, and your own potential to handle whatever comes your way. It's not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you have what it takes to overcome it. The first step in trusting yourself is understanding that you know yourself better than anyone else ever could. No one has the same life experiences, thoughts, or emotions as you. So when you seek advice or guidance, you're hearing someone else's perspective, not your own. While advice can be valuable, it should never replace your own internal compass. You have an inner voice that speaks to you, telling you what feels right and what feels off. It's that gut feeling, that instinct, that inner knowing. Trusting yourself means listening to that voice and acting on it, even when it's difficult. It's easy to ignore your intuition, to push it aside in favor of what others are saying or doing, but doing so only leads to regret and confusion. Your inner voice has a wisdom that goes beyond what others can offer. It knows you, and it's there to guide you, even when the world around you is uncertain. Another key element of trusting yourself is taking responsibility for your decisions. Life is full of choices, and every choice you make has consequences. When you trust yourself, you're owning those decisions, whether they turn out as expected or not. Instead of blaming others or external circumstances for what happens, you acknowledge your role in the outcome. This doesn't mean you should be hard on yourself when things don't go as planned. Rather, it means taking ownership of your actions and learning from them. Every decision is an opportunity for growth, and trusting yourself means embracing that opportunity with confidence. Trusting yourself also means not second-guessing your choices. Doubt creeps in when you're unsure, when you lack confidence in your ability to make the right call. But self-doubt is the enemy of progress. When you trust yourself, you make decisions with conviction, and then move forward with them. You don't waste time second-guessing yourself or looking back. The more you trust your decisions, the more your confidence grows. This doesn't mean you will always have the answers or that you won't make mistakes, but it does mean you'll keep moving forward with confidence, regardless of the outcome. Part of trusting yourself is letting go of the need to please others. So many of us get caught up in the idea that we need others' approval to feel validated or worthy. We shape our decisions around what others might think, what they might want, or what they might expect from us. But this only leads to dissatisfaction, because it's impossible to please everyone. When you trust yourself, you stop looking outside for approval. You stop measuring your worth based on the opinions of others. Instead, you focus on what feels right for you. The approval you need comes from within, not from anyone else. Another important aspect of trusting yourself is knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. Life is unpredictable, and there will always be challenges. But when you trust yourself, you trust your ability to face those challenges head-on. You know that you have the strength, resilience, and resourcefulness to figure things out. You may not have all the answers right now, but you trust that you'll find a way, and you'll learn along the way. Trusting yourself means knowing that no matter how tough things get, you will always find a way to move forward. But the truth is, only you can know what's best for your life. The more you trust yourself, the less you'll feel the need for external validation. Your confidence will come from knowing that you are making choices that are true to who you are, regardless of what anyone else thinks. To trust yourself fully, you must also be willing to embrace uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and there's no way to control every outcome. But when you trust yourself, you're not afraid of the unknown. You know that you will figure it out, that you will adapt, and that you will grow. Trusting yourself means stepping into the unknown with confidence, knowing that even if things don't go according to plan, you will be okay. It's also essential to trust yourself in moments of fear. Fear can be paralyzing, especially when you're stepping into new territory or trying something you've never done before. But fear is a sign that you're growing, that you're pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. Trusting yourself means having the courage to face that fear head-on, to step into the unknown without hesitation. It's not about eliminating fear. It's about trusting that you have the strength to move forward despite it. Trusting yourself is about creating a life that's authentic to you. It's about making decisions that align with your values, your goals, and your dreams, not the expectations of others. When you trust yourself, you stop looking for external validation or approval. You stop doubting your choices and start making decisions with confidence. You embrace uncertainty, take responsibility for your actions, and move forward with belief in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Trusting yourself is the key to unlocking your true potential and creating a life that's truly yours. Number 8. Communicate with purpose. Communicating with purpose is one of the most powerful tools you can have in your life. When you speak, it should not be just for the sake of filling the silence or pleasing others. Your words should have meaning, direction, and clarity. Purposeful communication ensures that your message is not lost or misunderstood, and it shows others that you respect both yourself and them enough to speak with intention. Every time you communicate, whether it's with friends, family, colleagues, or even strangers, remember that your words matter. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it and why you say it. Purposeful communication helps you establish authority in your life. It helps others see you as someone who is confident, decisive, and in control of their own story. When you communicate with purpose, you avoid confusion and create a stronger, more direct connection with those around you. Start by thinking before you speak. It might sound simple, but many people speak without considering the impact of their words. You've probably seen it. People blurt things out without thinking, and it often leads to misunderstandings, conflicts, or hurt feelings. When you speak without purpose, you lose the chance to make an impact. But when you stop and think before you speak, you can craft your message to ensure it's clear, meaningful, and appropriate for the situation. Every conversation is an opportunity to convey something of value. Whether you're giving feedback, offering advice, or simply asking a question, make sure your words align with your intention. For example, if you're trying to solve a problem, your communication should focus on finding solutions, not just venting or complaining. If you're building relationships, your communication should foster understanding and connection, not manipulation or games. To communicate with purpose, you also need to be honest. The power of honesty can never be overstated. It's tempting to sugarcoat things or avoid difficult conversations, but this only creates more confusion and prolongs issues. When you communicate honestly, you give others the opportunity to understand your true thoughts and feelings. You also set the standard for the type of communication you expect in return. If you're clear and open, you inspire others to be the same with you. One important element of purposeful communication is listening. Communication is a two-way street, and if you're not actively listening to others, your own words are meaningless. When you listen, you show respect for the other person's perspective, and you're better able to respond in a way that adds value to the conversation. Purposeful communication isn't just about what you say. It's about how you receive and interpret the words of others. Another key element is speaking with clarity. Avoid beating around the bush, using vague language, or trying to cover up your true thoughts. When you communicate with purpose, you are direct, straightforward, and clear. This helps to avoid confusion, unnecessary follow-up questions, and potential conflicts. People will appreciate your clarity because it saves time and allows them to make informed decisions based on what you've communicated. Clarity builds trust. When people know exactly where you stand, they are more likely to respect you and your words. Purposeful communication also requires self-control. It's easy to let emotions take over, especially in heated moments, but when you do so, you lose your effectiveness as a communicator. Emotional outbursts or passive-aggressive remarks are often a sign that you haven't taken the time to think through your message. Instead of letting your feelings dictate what you say, focus on responding in a way that aligns with your goals. When you can control your emotions, you'll be able to communicate more effectively, even in challenging situations. One of the most important aspects of communicating with purpose is knowing your audience. Every person you communicate with has their own needs, preferences, and communication style. It's important to recognize this and adjust your approach accordingly. The same message can be received in completely different ways, depending on how you present it. When you communicate with purpose, you adapt your message to fit the person or group you're speaking to. This shows empathy and understanding, making your words more impactful. Another critical aspect is using nonverbal communication to complement your words. Your body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice all play a role in how your message is received. If you're saying one thing but your body language is saying something different, people are likely to be confused or distrustful. When you communicate with purpose, ensure that your nonverbal cues match the message you're trying to convey. This creates harmony and strengthens the overall impact of your communication. Purposeful communication also involves avoiding unnecessary distractions. In today's world, it's easy to get distracted by our phones, social media, or even our own thoughts. But when you communicate with purpose, you give your full attention to the conversation at hand. You eliminate distractions, focus on the person you're speaking to, and engage fully in the moment. This not only shows respect for the other person, but also ensures that your message is heard and understood clearly. Finally, be mindful of timing. Effective communication isn't just about the words you say. It's also about when you say them. Timing can make all the difference in how your message is received. There are moments when it's best to speak up, and there are moments when it's better to stay quiet. Communicating with purpose means recognizing these moments and choosing to speak at the right time, ensuring that your words have the maximum impact. When you communicate with purpose, you create stronger relationships, gain respect, and influence others in a positive way. Your words have the power to inspire, motivate, and connect people. Purposeful communication builds your reputation as someone who speaks with integrity, clarity, and conviction. So before you speak, think about the message you want to convey, the impact you want to make, and the people you want to connect with. Every conversation is an opportunity to strengthen your influence and communicate your true self. Number 9. Living with purpose and integrity. Living with purpose and integrity is about staying true to your values, no matter what. It's about being clear on who you are, what you stand for, and making sure your actions align with those beliefs. In a world full of distractions and pressures to conform, living with purpose and integrity is not only powerful, it's essential for maintaining peace of mind and building meaningful relationships. Living with purpose starts with knowing what you want out of life. Purpose is not something that's handed to you. It's something you create through your actions, choices, and mindset. It's easy to drift through life without clear goals, but when you have purpose, every decision you make is deliberate. You don't waste time or energy on things that don't align with your values. Your purpose drives you forward, helping you stay focused even when the road gets tough. To live with purpose, you first need to identify your core values. What do you believe in? What is most important to you? Your values should guide your decisions and help you navigate life's challenges. When you act in a way that reflects your values, you feel a sense of fulfillment and pride. Living authentically becomes easier, and you begin to attract people who share your beliefs and respect your boundaries. Integrity is the foundation of living with purpose. It's about being honest with yourself and others. Integrity means doing what's right, even when no one is watching. It means staying true to your word, being reliable, and showing up for the people who matter to you. Without integrity, your purpose becomes hollow. When you act with integrity, you build trust and respect. People know they can count on you to do the right thing, even when it's difficult. Living with purpose and integrity requires discipline. It's not always easy to stick to your values when life gets messy. There will be times when you're tempted to cut corners, tell a lie, or take the easy way out. But when you choose the path of integrity, you show that you're stronger than momentary temptations. It's about having the courage to make the right choices, even if it means facing challenges or discomfort in the short term. Over time, those small acts of integrity compound and become the foundation of your character. When you live with purpose and integrity, you also begin to understand the importance of accountability. You hold yourself responsible for your actions and choices, and you don't make excuses. You understand that your life is the result of the decisions you've made. If things aren't going the way you want, you take ownership and work to change what's in your control. By being accountable, you take back the power to shape your own future. This mindset of responsibility extends to the way you treat others. Integrity isn't just about doing the right thing for yourself. It's about treating others with respect, honesty, and kindness. When you live with purpose, you become a role model for others. Your actions influence the people around you, and your integrity inspires them to act with honor as well. By being a living example of integrity, you can create a ripple effect that spreads through your community, making a lasting impact. Living with purpose and integrity also means having the strength to say no to things that don't serve you. It's easy to get caught up in the opinions of others or feel pressure to conform. But when you live with integrity, you're not afraid to stand your ground. You don't waste your time on relationships or activities that don't align with your purpose. Saying no is a sign of strength, not weakness. Another important aspect of living with integrity is the ability to forgive. It's easy to hold on to grudges and let anger or resentment fester. But when you hold on to these negative emotions, they only weigh you down. Living with integrity means letting go of the past and not letting other people's mistakes define your future. When you forgive, you free yourself from the burden of bitterness and move forward with a clear conscience. Integrity allows you to heal and continue living with purpose, unencumbered by past wrongs. Living with purpose and integrity also means embracing your flaws and being comfortable with who you are. Nobody is perfect, but when you live with integrity, you accept your imperfections without shame. You don't hide behind a mask or pretend to be someone you're not. Instead, you stand tall, embrace your truth, and show up as your authentic self. This is the kind of strength that comes from knowing who you are and living in alignment with your values. The reward of living with purpose and integrity is peace of mind. When you're aligned with your beliefs, there is no internal conflict. You don't have to worry about what others think or try to remember lies you've told. You can sleep soundly, knowing that you are living authentically and doing your best. This peace allows you to focus on what truly matters: your personal growth, your relationships, and your goals. Living with purpose and integrity is not always the easiest path, but it is the most rewarding. It requires discipline, honesty, and the courage to make tough decisions. But when you choose to live this way, you create a life that is meaningful, fulfilling, and truly your own. The journey may not always be smooth, but each step you take with purpose and integrity brings you closer to the person you are meant to be. And in the end, that's all that matters. Number 10. Focus on what you deserve. Focusing on what you deserve is about understanding your worth and no longer settling for less than you know you are capable of. It's about being honest with yourself and recognizing that you have the power to create the life you want, but only if you demand more from yourself and the people around you. Too many people accept things as they are, tolerating disrespect, poor treatment, or unfulfilling relationships, simply because they don't feel they deserve anything better. This mindset stops today. You deserve respect. If someone isn't willing to treat you with the respect you deserve, you don't need to chase them, beg them, or convince them of your value. Your worth doesn't need to be proven to anyone. It's not up for debate. When you learn to value yourself, you stop accepting anything less than respect, and that changes the way people treat you. The moment you set the standard for how you expect to be treated, others will either rise to meet it or leave. Either way, you win. You deserve happiness. This isn't something that's reserved for a special few. Happiness is your birthright. You don't need to put conditions on your happiness or wait for someone else to make you feel complete. Too many people sacrifice their happiness in the name of other people, relationships, or fleeting pleasures that don't truly bring joy. When you focus on what you deserve, you stop settling for toxic relationships, jobs, or environments that drag you down. Instead, you invest in your mental and emotional well-being, creating space for the things and people that genuinely bring you joy. You deserve success. Many people hold themselves back, thinking they don't deserve success, that they're not capable of achieving their dreams. This belief holds them back from taking action, stepping outside their comfort zone, or even trying. The truth is, you can achieve anything you set your mind to, but only if you believe you deserve it. Success doesn't come to those who wait for it to fall into their lap. It comes to those who are willing to work hard, stay disciplined, and refuse to settle for mediocrity. You deserve love, real, unconditional love, not the kind that comes with strings attached, or the kind that you have to fight for every day. True love doesn't involve begging or chasing someone to prove your worth. It's about finding someone who appreciates you for who you are, who values you, and who wants to build a life with you. When you understand that you deserve love, you stop wasting time on people who don't treat you right. You stop forcing connections that drain you, and you start focusing on building relationships that uplift and empower you. You deserve peace. You deserve a life free from constant stress, chaos, and negativity. Far too many people get caught up in drama, conflict, or situations that disrupt their peace. But when you focus on what you deserve, you make choices that protect your peace of mind. You set boundaries, say no when you need to, and stop engaging in situations that harm your well-being. When you prioritize your peace, you make space for things that truly matter, and you can fully enjoy the life you've worked hard to build. Focusing on what you deserve also means stopping the cycle of self-sabotage. Too many times, we hold ourselves back because we believe we don't deserve the success or happiness we want. We let fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of disappointment keep us from reaching our full potential. But when you focus on what you deserve, you reject that fear. You recognize that you are worthy of the life you dream of, and you take the necessary steps to create it. Every time you break free from self-doubt, you reinforce the belief that you are deserving of everything that comes your way. You deserve to feel proud of yourself. Stop waiting for others to acknowledge your achievements. The most important person who needs to recognize your value is you. You deserve to look in the mirror and see someone who is proud of what they've accomplished and who they are becoming. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Celebrate the small wins because they lead to the bigger ones. Recognizing your own value and accomplishments will fuel your confidence and push you to keep moving forward. Focusing on what you deserve also requires you to surround yourself with people who align with your standards. When you know what you deserve, you stop allowing toxic or negative people to occupy space in your life. You stop giving your energy to those who drain you, criticize you, or pull you down. Instead, you surround yourself with people who uplift you, inspire you, and share your vision for the future. These are the people who will support your growth and encourage you to reach your full potential. Ultimately, focusing on what you deserve comes down to a shift in mindset. It's about recognizing that you are worthy of all the good things in life, not because you're perfect, but because you are enough. Stop looking for validation from others. You are the only person who needs to approve of your journey. You are the only one who can decide your worth. By focusing on what you deserve, you take control of your life. Stop settling for less and begin to demand the best for yourself. When you focus on what you deserve, you align your actions with your beliefs. You begin to live in a way that reflects your true worth. You stop chasing after things or people that don't add value to your life. Instead, you attract what aligns with your standards and your purpose. You no longer beg, chase, or play games. You simply live the life you deserve, one that is filled with respect, love, happiness, and success. And that is a life worth living. Thank you for joining us on this journey. What are some of the actions you can take today to prioritize self-respect? Reflect on your boundaries. Are they serving you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to Whispers of the Mind for more transformative insights.